Dapat yan.
Oh, they're delicious. I'll feed Rio. He's laughing. Yeah. Say bye, Fina. Okay, love you. Good morning and welcome back to my channel. My name is Karina and I am an SLPA who typically makes speech videos on YouTube. From time to time, I do also share content with my family and mostly my son here on YouTube, what I would call is like mommy content. And today is one of those mommy content type of days because I'm going to share with you all how I include my toddler in my day-to-day activities and in chores and just how I'm really trying to raise him to be an independent child. This was kind of sparked as an idea like for a video because I made a reel sharing how my son uses his toddler tower to help during meal times. And I feel like I got a lot of good feedback on Instagram on that. And a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, he's so smart. Oh my gosh, I love this. But it's always something that keeps us... Hi. I feel like it's always something that keeps us from letting our toddlers explore. And it's mostly either convenience or safety, which is a big obvious one. They're little human beings who can't comprehend, oh, this is a sharp knife. I can't cut this or I shouldn't do this. But I really believe if you let them explore and if you give them these opportunities to explore and in a safe way, then they will grow up being very, or at least in the toddler stage. I don't know about later, right? But they can be independent. They're baby geniuses. They're capable of doing a lot more than you may believe. I wanted to start off this video by saying my son is 19 months old as of today. And he has always really wanted to be independent, and I feel like a lot of people might say that for their child. So I just think it comes down to age. I didn't start doing this at 6 months. I didn't start doing this when he was a year old. I really started doing it around, I want to say like 14 months.
Oh, no, Leo, no.
As I was saying, I think it's interesting that we started off with the potty incident because I was going to mention next that it comes down to the tools that you really have at home and the tools that you make accessible to your child, at least in my instance. One of the first things I knew I wanted to help make my toddler understand that he could participate in our day-to-day life is to one, like not feel like a baby in a sense, right? I want him to feel a baby. I want him to feel like he's just like us, you know, he's just smaller. So for me, that started with utensils and mealtime stuff. I don't even think it started with utensils, actually. It started with an open cup. And I believe I bought those off of Amazon through Mushy, that company that makes silicone stuff. And I bought a cup first to kind of get away from straw cups or sippy cups at the time. And then we moved on to the straw cups. And then we moved on to just open cups without a lid. And that has helped him a lot. So that's what I mean by tools, right? Like that's something you can find on your own if you think that you want to start with meal times. I thought that was the most appropriate because that was the most consistent, whether his naps were changing, where he was sleeping was changing. I found meal times to be the most consistent thing in his routine. And then right after all those things to drink out of, I actually moved him on to a booster seat. So he sits at the table with us. And that's another example of the tools that you can use to make them participate in, you know, day-to-day life. Another thing in the kitchen is we have a crinkle cutter, which I'll end up showing throughout the video, how he helps me cut things for dinner time or for lunchtime or even for breakfast sometimes. He uses this crinkle cutter, which I don't find to be super sharp. And what else? In his room, I recently shared a video on YouTube how I changed his room. And then potty training. So I've also briefly talked about this throughout all of my videos, but we started potty training around March, April of this year. So Rio was 15 to 16 months, and I don't expect him to pick it up right away. It was just another it was just another one of those examples where if he sees me using the restroom, he knows he can sit down and get used to the restroom right next to me, the potty. So that's just what I think. I think the tools that you have, the tools that you make available to your child will really help out in letting them explore. Mama. Now, the next thing I really think is important to raise capable toddlers and independent toddlers is allowing them to problem solve. Now, this gets a little hard as a parent because we often tend to do too much too soon. If we see our kids struggling with getting down the stairs, we're quick to jump in and be like, okay, I'll help you get down. Here, take my hand and avoid the rail, or take my hand, take both of my hands, and I'll help you down. Same with toys. If we see that they're struggling to put a puzzle together, I think we're very quick to jump in and just say, here, you turn the puzzle piece, here's how you do it, all finished, because you want to see them happy, which I completely get. It's a little bit hard and took some practice on my end to kind of sit on the side and watch them. They can do so much in just their own time, you know what I mean? If we, like, the second we intervene, we're ruining their playtime. One tip I actually saw on Instagram recently is sittervising, which is where you sit down and you supervise your kids from a distance, and you're kind of letting that problem solving and that exploration happen in a good way. And my third tip is to praise any effort that your child is making towards something. So if you see, for example, they're trying to, I don't know, climb stairs, and you see they're struggling, but point out that they tried and say, you know, wow, I love how you blank. You went up the stairs. Say what you saw happen. Just try to choose words other than good job. You want to be specific. It tends to be longer phrases, right? But again, you want it to be specific to really praise that effort and let your toddler know what you saw in them and what you are praising. Anyway, I thought this was a really cute idea. I wish I would have recorded it yesterday. He was able to help me just put the yogurt, you know, he used his little spoon and he was able to pour it into like this little mold for the popsicle, and then we cut the fruit together, we poured it in together. Perfect snack. I do think when you have toddlers help you out in the kitchen, for example, they're more likely to try that food that they helped you make. For example, if you're using, you know, mushrooms and zucchini and you know your toddler is not a fan of that, or they're going through a eating stage like Rio very much was, then having them help out and cut carrots or cut zucchini, cut the mushrooms, cut veggies, will probably make them more likely to try the food once it's done. Yogurt all over your hands. I see. But mommy's helping you clean up all of the yogurt off your hands. Yogurt on your hands. Almost done. Can I please clean your face? Wait a second. Rio. You have yogurt on your face. Mama cleaned the yogurt on your face. Thanks. There we go. Need help to open? Help. Sure. Mama, open. Go ahead, Rio. Go ahead. Rio's tools, which is usually the smaller version of what I'm using. So in this example, and typically what we use, I'm using a knife that's green. He's using this crinkle cutter that has this green too, very much like mine, except this is nowhere near as sharp, but it still is able to cut things. So now I've given him a piece of potatoes. So on mine, I'm actually doing the cutting. Him, if he's able to cut it, I accept it. That's what we're going to eat in these small, medium sizes. Small or medium sizes. Thank you.
Mama!
Help! Mama, help!
There, he saw Hector. Yes, he splashed into the water.
I'm gonna blend, cover our ears! Gave him her blessing if he wanted to be a musician. He teamed up with another skeleton named Hector, who knew Ernesto de la Cruz. Hector made Miguel look like... Another thing I try to do is make a lot of the things that we have accessible to my son, obviously within, you know, its own limits. If it's something that's dangerous, I don't keep it down low. But for example, I do have here beneath our countertop all of his bowls and his cups, so that if he is hungry, I kind of want him to be able to communicate that by coming over here, maybe grabbing a bowl and giving it to me. Or if I have to give him directions, maybe it's, you know, hey, give me your plate, or bring your plate to the table. He knows exactly where this is, and he knows that this is for him. This is where we have his bottles, cups, plates, bowls, towels if he absolutely needs to pick up a spill, or if we just tell him that we need one. Rio, let's go this way. Come on. Two, three. You're going so slow!
You gonna make it, make it.
Go ahead! Down to the bottom! Go, go, go! So I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. I will catch you guys in my next one. Bye!